Hello again. Welcome back. By the way, my name is Paul. I am an automated voice, available in Adobe Captivate. I am not human. Data type. The data type concept. In previous examples, we saw numerical results such as 7.747 and 12.189. These numbers have several decimal places. We will use the word double to refer to values such as these. Numbers without decimal points, such as 1, 4, minus 19 and 34,582, are integers. In VBA, these numbers either have the data type integer or the data type long. We have also seen the data type Boolean. A Boolean can have a value of true or a value of false. The true-false cells in the preceding example were Boolean. In programming, variables and values always have a specific data type. Integer and long data types. A variable of type integer can take integer values ranging from minus 32,000 to positive 32,000. A variable of type long can take integer values ranging from minus 2 billion to positive 2 billion. Boolean data type. A variable of type Boolean can take a value of true or false. Double data type. In VBA, a variable of type double can take values ranging from 2 and from 2. Variable declarations. A variable declaration is an instruction which specifies the data type of a new variable. In VBA, variable declarations are like this. Dim. Name a variable as data type. Setting, require variable declaration to true. Let's go to Visual Basic, Tools, Options, and check the setting require variable declaration. Select Tools. Select Options. Check require variable declaration. Click on OK. The option Explicit Directive. Now that we have set require variable declaration to true, we must put a special instruction at the beginning of our module. The instruction is option explicit. This instruction must appear in our code at the module level, i.e. at the beginning of the module. It is not contained in the code of an individual program. It applies to all programs in the module. So far, we have not declared our variables. Now, having set require variable declaration to true, let's include variable declarations in all our programs. First, let's include the option explicit directive. Did you notice that we just declared the variable result as a long? Oh my! That seems weird. The variable result takes values of 6 or 7 during the execution of our program. Why do we use the data type long? Return data type. You will have noticed in the preceding demo that the variable result was declared as a long. Why? This is because message box returns a long. This way of thinking and talking will become familiar and useful as you gain experience in programming. Directives. Instructions such as option explicit are known as directives. A directive gives information to the system concerning how to interpret the code. Directives are placed in the code at the module level, outside of the individual programs. Renaming a module. It is important to know how to rename a module. You cannot rename a module in the Solution Explorer. Beginners often try to do this, and become frustrated. To rename a module, select the module in the Solution Explorer and then use the Properties window to perform the renaming. A module's name is one of its properties. Select the module in Solution Explorer. I repeat, don't try to rename the module here. Now go to the Properties window and put the cursor in the module name text box. Type the new name here. That's good. The module has a new name. Excellent. Breakpoints in the Locals window. Use of breakpoints. In the program, program 1, x equals 4.5 divided by 8.9, and we used VBA to calculate 4.5 divided by 8.9. How can we see the result for the variable x? In previous examples, our programs wrote results to the worksheet. But there is another way of examining the values of variables. You can examine the values of variables in the Locals window when execution of the code stops at a breakpoint. Let's place a breakpoint on the last line of the program. To do this, click on the vertical bar to the left of the desired line. Let's try it. Click on the vertical bar to the left of the desired line. The red dot marks the breakpoint. Running a program having a breakpoint. As we have seen previously, to run a program, put the cursor anywhere in the code for the program and click on the green arrow. If there is a breakpoint, execution will stop just before the instruction on which the breakpoint has been placed. When the system is stopped at the breakpoint, you will see the values of the variables in the Locals window. Very useful. Let's try it. Let's click on Run. Execution has stopped at the breakpoint. The values of the variables x, y, and z are visible in the Locals window. Sweet. Resetting a program. To reset a program, click on the Reset button, which is the blue square. So let's reset our program. Let's click on the Reset button. After you reset a program, the Locals window is empty, as before. Utility of breakpoints in the Locals window. Breakpoints in the Locals window are useful for debugging. You will find that they are indispensable tools. Common mistakes to avoid. We will now talk about something that often causes grief to beginners. When a worksheet cell has been double-clicked in order for its content to be edited, we say that it is active. While the cell is active, the developer menu and many other menus in Excel are temporarily disabled. This means that most Excel operations are blocked, and importantly, you cannot edit or run a program. Sometimes when this happens, people think that the computer has frozen, and they reboot their machine. This is a horrible waste of time. Whenever you suspect that your computer has frozen, first look and see if a cell is active. If so, then simply select another cell by single-clicking on it. The developer menu will become enabled, and you will be able to continue working. Another common mistake has to do with saving your file. Be sure to save your file as an XLSM file. If you save it as an XLSX, you will lose your programs forever. If that happened to me, I would experience no emotions. However, you would. Read the messages very carefully while you go through the save sequence. Saving your work properly as an XLSM, and not getting flustered when a cell is active. 2 important things to keep in mind. Now, have fun. And talk to you later.